Kia ora, welcome to another episode of Rural New Zealand. I'm your host, Scotty Bamford. Join me as we check out what's happening in the rural communities. On this week's episode, we meet a man who walks 3 hours to his local pub. I talk to a young man at the age of 21 managing his own farm. But first, it's down to Peel Forest, where a farm is making its own organic yoghurt. We're down here in Peel Forest. I'm going to meet the family behind this lovely product. Hey Brian, how's it going?
Good, Scott. Great.
Lovely day, isn't it?
Yeah, it was nice of you to bring the good weather. I really appreciate it.
So, you've got your farm down here at Peel Forest. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it's unusual from a few points of view. One, it's only 280 acres and we run 250 cows. We lease a, 40 hectare runoff down the road, and we have another 40 hectare support block down at Canterbury. We're at 220 metres above sea level. We get far too much snow, and especially recently, and we've got two soil types, one quite free draining and one heavy, that's pretty useful in these wet conditions to manage.
Yeah, and how long have you been on this farm?
Coming up 16 years, and we started the usual sort of route through the dairy industry in terms of, well, maybe we didn't start with the dairy industry. We both trained in horticulture and met at Lincoln, worked in landscape nurseries down in Southland, did a landscape plan for a dairy farmer, and said to Jackie, let's give this a go. And so we were a married couple for a year, herd manager for a year, shear milking for 6 years, and leased a farm across the river for a year while we bought this place and moved from shear milking to farm ownership. So that was 16 years ago we moved in here.
Oh wow. And the farm's fully organic?
Yeah, while we were shear milking and had income coming from across the river on that property, we started the transition to certification because we had cash flow coming in from over there, and we had to be pretty conservative at the time because Fonterra was not yet created, and there was a moratorium on new suppliers at the time. So we had to be, yeah, as I say, pretty conservative.
Yeah. And you found alternative means with the yoghurt?
Well, yeah, when we bought this place called Peel View, the immediate idea was to add value to that view, or if you like, take from that view and use it. So we'd like to think we're adding value to the view.
Yeah.
In a number of ways. And we knew nothing about milk processing, and so that was another chapter and another little journey that took us off on quite a tangent, which we're still on really, but it's been pretty exciting and we certainly have no regrets. So here we are in the yoghurt factory that we talked about earlier, Scott, and the milk comes in through this stainless steel pipe, through this filter, which is the same as what we have for Fonterra and our farm safety program. So the milk's filtered twice along this pipe here, and it's connected to one of 3 batch pasteurisers. The closest ones are 800 or 900 litres in capacity. They're a triple skin vessel, so we circulate hot water around the outside, pasteurise our milk. The milk actually comes in about 5:30 every morning, hot, straight from the cows. So it's about as fresh as you can get. So it arrives in here at 30 degrees roughly, and we take that temperature up to about 90 to pasteurise it, denature the proteins. We cool it back down, we add our good bacteria, mix her up for a few minutes, pump it through the filling machine, and for different flavours we add whatever's appropriate. And the product is incubated for 12 hours, it's chilled, it's packed into cardboard boxes, strapped onto pellets, and it's ready to go out to market more or less 24 hours after it comes out of the cow.
Wow.
So it's real fast.
So you basically built everything from scratch on the farm?
Yeah, pretty much. It was a dairy support farm before we arrived, and we had to build a cow shed and refence it, put a water reticulation system in, and we got lucky and found irrigation water, which was rather fortunate. And in the process of building the cow shed, it was suggested, our budget being what it was, that we use a shipping container instead of a cow shed. So that little shipping container triggered the idea for this factory, really. It was with stainless steel walls. They're very hygienic to maintain and clean, and they're modular, so as things grow you can cut walls out, and things have grown a little bit like Topsy, but here we are. From the batch pasteurisers, the milk comes through to this vessel here. It gravity feeds down into these filling heads. 4 pots at a time get filled. The conveyor belt takes them along. A lid is put on top. It's pressed on here. Each pot is date stamped with the use by date and the date at which it's actually filled. So we know that that pot came at a certain point in that batch of yoghurt, so it's very, very traceable. On the collection table, from there they are put into the incubation trays, stacked up to the red line on the wall, and pushed through into the incubation chamber.
What's your favourite yoghurt? What's your favourite flavour?
Well, the natural yoghurt is still my favourite, just because I like the cream on top. It's got no additives, no added sugar. You can use it for curries or for sweet things if you want to add some fruit and honey or whatever. So it's quite versatile to have in the fridge.
Yeah.
And we make rice pudding as well, which is a little bit embarrassing because we sell more rice pudding in Auckland than we do yoghurt, and Auckland's a really different market from everywhere else in the country, and we're not sure why.
So Brian, what was your reasoning before entering the South Island Farm of the Year?
Well, I guess initially it was just the awareness that as an organic farming system, we contribute or can contribute a great deal more to the wider the rural primary industries in terms of the fact that we minimise the loss of nutrients to groundwater with our soil management. Our mixed pasture species that we have can minimise greenhouse gas emissions by 50% straight away. And if we get it right, and it's not easy, and there's certainly not all organic farmers get it right, but we can sequester carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere through photosynthesis and lock that up in the soil. And I know the debate on climate change is alive and well, but farmers are part of the problem, but we're also very much part of the solution. And I guess I feel real pride in what we can contribute and what we do contribute.
After the break, we look at a new wastewater system, and then we meet the guys from Primary ITO. So we're down here in Mount Somers and we're talking to Dick about the wastewater treatment system. So do you want to tell us a bit of history about the product?
Well, we came to represent it because we were installing complicated systems with computers and pumps and compressors, and I wasn't happy with that, and I came across this on the internet, and it's an American idea, and it's been in the state of New Hampshire for 30 years, developed by an American who was a drain layer and looked for the same reason for something simple that would do the job that complexity was otherwise doing. So we were able to get the New Zealand rights for it, and I'd been involved in civil engineering work for 25, 30 years before, and so it seemed like a progression to be able to work in the wastewater field with a bit of small equipment after winding back from a larger scale that I was involved in. So that's how I came to be involved, and this suits my philosophy of putting something in and being able to forget about it. The people that own it can forget about it too.
Just explain how the system works.
Well, it's a secondary wastewater treatment system. It's been extensively tested in North America and in Australia, and you get an advanced secondary level of treatment. So all wastewater treatment systems involve some sort of settlement tank at the beginning of them. Like a septic tank is normally what you are used to, and so this involves a septic tank, but just a local septic tank from a local manufacturer. And then from that septic tank, the effluent flows into these AES pipes, which are basically a microorganism habitat. They're conditioned for being a comfortable place for microorganisms to live. And you get aerobic microorganisms living in there, because that's what you need to get secondary level of wastewater treatment. And they are able to have their aerobic life cycle, if you like, without having pumps or compressors to push air into them. You've got a passive airflow through the pipes. The effluent that leaches out of the AES pipes then goes into a thickness of coarse sand, just concrete sand, local sand, and then passively disperses into the underlying ground. That's the normal, simple setup.
So you're the man to see when you install these the wastewater systems?
Yep, AES systems and that. Done quite a few around Canterbury, mid Canterbury and South Canterbury. Yeah, pretty good system to go in. No costs involved really once the tank's installed. Just an annual check to make sure she's good. Yeah, and pretty good all around Canterbury really.
So Brendan, these piping here, how do they sort of briefly work?
Pretty much they're 4 metre lengths put together by a coupling. You then basically make sure that the filters and everything are continual run through, so that the whole system can then basically breathe and grow the bacteria for your secondary treatment. You've got your biofilter here, which basically is what your bugs and everything live off of. And then it's encased with a geotextile cloth to prevent anything entering, but will allow the liquids and that to perforate through for your sands and everything.
Awesome. So what's the sort of the final process now? Do they put the sand in, obviously, and then cover it up with topsoil?
Pretty much on this particular one here, because it's a gravity-fed system, we'll build up the sand, and then there'll be a layer of textile cloth to go over the top, just to prevent anything going back into that bed there. And then it's just a wee mound over the top, a bit of signage to say it's an effluent field, and then just tied it up for the owner and left as neat as we can.
Cool. And Dick, the design process, has everything gone to plan with that?
Yes, the designer who put this particular plan together is actually based on the West Coast. But the design has gone, I think, appropriately been constructed here today under Brendan's supervision and a little bit of manual help from me, but just a bit of walking on the sand.
Yeah.
It's quite a big system, this one though. It's bigger than you would normally expect for a 3-bedroom house. It's probably designed around 1,400 litres of wastewater a day, so it would be a 7 or 8 bedroom size house installation, and I think the owners wanted to do that because they plan on putting another dwelling on this property, and so they've sized the field so that they can just hook another accommodation unit onto it without having to enlarge it.
Well, thanks guys for showing us this lovely system, and yeah, if you guys are interested at home, get in touch with the guys and they'll sort you out. Okay, so we're down at the Ironman showroom and we're talking toolboxes. Most important for farmers and tradies, is that right?
Absolutely, yeah. No, you can't beat a good toolbox on the back of your truck to store all your gear, keep it wet and have them lockable so they're all safely stored away. And Ironman's got a pretty extensive range of toolboxes actually. So we can start off with plastic toolboxes which are nice and light that you can throw on your roof rack and all sorts of things. and then we go right up to the steel and the alloy type toolboxes as well. So,
Heavy duty ones.
yeah. So what we've got here is a couple of steel toolboxes, and these are, as you say, excellent for the tradies or mobile workshops or anything like that. So they're a nice steel unit, fully lockable, fully waterproof. You can see they've got the lifters on the doors to hold them open. In the first unit, you've basically got a set of pre-fixed shelves. Throw your gear in. And then basically down here we've actually got a set of drawers. So it has a locking pin, so that basically if your lid did come open, the old drawers don't fly out. You pull the locking pin out, and then basically you've got a full set of drawers here, which are all on roller bearings. That's all steel powder coat construction, so nice and tough. Good couple of drawers to get all your tools in. So really nice system, as I say, fully lockable, so keeps those people out who might want to get into it, and good waterproof and dust sealed as well. So really great little units, and this one here is just a 700 unit, but we do right up to a big 1200 unit there. And we also have a range of aluminium toolboxes as well, which you can throw on top of your decks, and high and low profile, and also some underdeck boxes as well, which we'll have a look at.
Yeah, should we go check out the underdeck ones?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so we've seen the ones in the showroom, but these are the ones that are out in the field getting tested.
As you say, we love to test our products, so this is a couple of toolboxes that I've got on my truck. So this is what we call an alloy high profile one. So the beauty of these toolboxes is you can put them on your deck and you don't have to drop your sides and things. So basically, nice high-sided aluminium again, all lockable, fully waterproof and dust sealed. We've got the stays in there as well, so great storage for all your gear, and just drops on the deck and you can just screw it down and take it off really quickly. So it's nice and handy and quick to get on and off.
Yeah. And this one down here.
Yeah, so this is one of our under deck boxes. So again, quite often you want to keep all your deck space free, obviously, but so this is a chance to do that and get them mounted up underneath, and fantastic for all your tie downs and things like that. I've just got mine full of all my recovery gear and strops and bits and pieces. So designed to fit under the deck, still got a cutaway there so you can use your tie rail. Fully waterproof, dustproof again, and lockable as well. So yeah, fantastic little toolbox for all your gear, and gets it out of the way.
So if you're after a heavy duty toolbox, give the guys at Ironman a call and they'll sort you out. After a break, we meet the man who walked 3 hours to his local pub to get a cold ale. See you then. Welcome back. Primary ITO is about upskilling people in the rural sector. So we met with Ryan from Dunsandel.
I'm Ryan. I manage 800 cows in Dunsandel. I've been dairy farming 5 years, and I've done quite a lot of Ag ITO courses through that 5 years. I started at general skills, and then I worked my way through the modern apprenticeship, so the health and husbandry, breeding, and feeding and pastures. Did the feeding and pastures. And then I went to level 4 and did the level 4 certificate, and then went through and did rural staff management, and now I've just started the diploma, which is the new one that they've just brought out, so hopefully that'll get me a wee bit further in.
Yeah. Well, what's the diploma at the moment? What's that?
So it's based on the business skills, so you do so you make a portfolio of HR skills, your business financial management skills, and then you have to put that forward, and they assess how much you know already, and then how much you need to do to get to the level that they need to have you at. So.
And do you feel like the primary ITO courses help with the day-to-day running the farm?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. No, the few things that they've definitely brought in have helped, and definitely with the guys. You see it with the guys, and they come back and ask you questions, and and they think bring things as well that you need to. So it's good for them as well to step up and start wanting to learn more. Same with me, as I want to go up, so they need to go up too. So it's always good.
And one of the cool things about you is the fact you're 22 years old and you're managing
21.
this farm. 21? He's 21. So you're 21 years old and you're managing the farm?
Yeah. No, I took over a manager's job in just across the state highway on the Dairy Holdings farm, and then they got pushed out. So I went to their friend's farm and took over managing their farm, and this is my second season running it. No, we did pretty reasonably well last year considering the dry conditions.
I've met a few local legends in my time, but this one certainly stands out. We're down in Hororata and we're going to meet a very special man. He's a bit of a legend around these parts. Kitch, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Oh, can't complain. So this is your humble
abode?
Yeah, no, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Should we go to the pub and
Oh, why not?
go for a wander, I think?
Why not?
Wander to the pub. Let's go.
Why not? Okay.
So how long's this walk?
Oh, about 3.5 hours.
Oh, not too long then.
Not too long.
Which is a lovely day.
Lovely day, yeah.
Is it normally like this?
Not always, not always.
So how much further we got, Kitch?
We're not halfway yet.
Oh, no. So how long have you been doing this walk for?
Oh, 5 or 6 years.
Wow, yeah. And what happens when it's raining? Do you walk when it's raining?
I've been caught with rain. In the nor'west.
Oh, I bet, yes.
Yeah.
And the wind must be pretty
Well, that's the worst wind. But when the rain stops, I'm dry in about half an hour anyway.
Yeah, true. Do you get many people picking you up and whatnot?
Oh, now and again. But
Yeah.
now and again, she's all the way up.
Do you ever stick the old thumb out and pray for the best?
No. Some people just feel sorry.
Oh, well, since we're under halfway, I think we better keep going, I reckon.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought I'd hitchhike, but it was such a nice view, I thought, I'll keep walking with Kitch. Oh, well, we finally made it.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest walk. How do you do it?
Perseverance.
After our 3.5 hour walk, all the locals were waiting patiently, having a few hours for us to finally walk on in, and they weren't disappointed.
Nice day for a walk, Kitch.
You want a beer?
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Help yourself.
So Kitch went straight to the bar and got his well-deserved beer, and I thought, well, maybe I should have one too. So I've walked all this long way, and this is the prize at the end of the road, is it?
Yeah, the starver prize. The starver was look after me, and the meals are good.
Yeah. What's your favourite meal here?
Butter chicken's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Butter chicken's and the pies are lovely. I get better pies.
Yeah, I hear the pies are pretty good.
They're pretty good. Yeah.
And how often do you come to the old Hororata?
Sometimes 2 to 3 nights, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but just a rate only normally Thursday or Friday.
Yeah. Do the guys spin some good yarns with you, do you?
Oh, yep.
Is there any classic yarns that stand out? Not really TV worthy?
No, that's right.
Oh, well, thanks for walking all this way with me, Fitch.
No
It's
problem.
bloody fantastic, and if you're lucky, I'm sure I'll give you a ride home.
Yep,
So
that's right, yeah.
that's us from the Hororata Bar. Thanks for joining us on Rural New Zealand this week. I certainly hope you enjoyed the show. Just remember to like us on Facebook, and if you have missed an episode, you can watch it on demand. Catch you guys next time when we go on another amazing adventure. See you then.